In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a lot more Easter hacks to actually do right before Easter. So let's get into it. Now, starting off, I've got this machine. Now, this is a simple redstone build that actually allows you to, when you collect eggs, you can actually put them into here and it will give you out a reward. So as you can see, there is some eggs over here. Now, I'll be showing you guys actually what eggs that you can use. So if I were to look into this chest, I have split it up in half. Now, half of it is stuff that you can obtain within creative mode, and the other half is within survival. So I used a mix of both in the machine, but obviously pick whatever you want. So in creative mode, you can use all of the spawn eggs, which are different colors and great looking eggs. But in a survival mode, you can only use some things. I'd recommend using the dyes and also the egg and the turtle egg, which are pretty good alternatives to this as well. And they use the baked potato as the golden egg and also the blaze spawn egg as the golden egg on the creative side. So obviously choose whichever ones you want from here. There can also be more, but I didn't want to stray too far from the egg shape. So obviously do whatever you want here. But now what I used in this one was the egg, the turtle egg, the axolotl egg, the blaze spawn egg, and the tropical fish spawn egg, all giving out this sort of different color vibe, which is very cool. Now, as you can see, if I were to go around the map, you may have seen this, but as you can see, there are invisible item frames, which allow the eggs to actually look very good. Once again, this is for a creative build and just like hiding them around for your friends. But if you're in survival, you can just use normal item frames or even these glow item frames to make them more obvious, but obviously you want to use the normal item frames if you want to keep them discreet. But as you can see, if I'm in survival mode, I can just hit this and pick it up. And as you can see, now you got the axolotl spawn egg. Then I'd simply come over to this machine, throw it in. As you can see, I can't throw it into any other one of these. I have to throw it into the axolotl one. And I will get out a prize. As you can see, I got 1 gold ingot. Now, a prize will be consistent depending on what egg that you actually got. So if I got another axolotl spawn egg, I'd still get another piece of gold. But let's say I went over here to get the tropical fish spawn egg. If I were to throw that in, this time I got a cookie. And I'll just always get a cookie for that. Now, for the better eggs, you obviously want to put a better prize. So like for the golden egg, as you can see, if I throw it in, I will get a diamond block, which is very cool. And considering that you'll have like very few golden eggs, like normally 1 or 2, then it is actually worth making the prize a lot better. But obviously you don't have to do all valuables. You can do stuff like cookies or even like fake candy, as I showcased in my last video. But now, moving on, what you could also do is use shulker boxes. So if you don't want to build this whole machine, which I'll get into a little bit later, you could actually use shulker boxes. As you can see, if I were to pick this up, I can just put it down and I can put whatever I want in this. So they would actually get it on the spot, whichever egg they actually get, whether it is a good one or a bad one, you can put whatever you want into this. You can also rename it so that it actually does not say shulker box. So if I were to grab an anvil and actually rename this to something like golden egg, then it will actually say that on the inside. You can also do this with chests as well, and basically any storage container. But as you can see, it says golden eggs now, which is very cool. And I can put whatever I want inside of this. And now I can just put this around my map. But anyways, let's get into actually building this machine. Now, to build this machine is actually very simple. It's just repeating the same simple machine a couple of times. And it's dependent on how much eggs you're actually going to use. This system requires 5, and I'll only be showing you how to make 1 system. So basically, I'm going to showcase it first. Now, this first system is just for the turtle egg, and there will be 2 kinds. Either one with a stack of 16, which is the eggs, or with a stack of 64, which is a turtle egg, spawn eggs, and basically anything else. But let's get into that. So for the turtle eggs, this system looks something like this. Now it may seem complex at first, but actually that stretches across every single system, so you're only looking at this one block kind of thing, and it is pretty simple. Now I'll be building it over here with you guys so you can actually see how to do this. So for this design, what you're going to need is 2 redstone dust, 2 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone comparators, 3 hoppers, 1 redstone torch, 1 dropper, and 1 barrel or any other storage container. So let's get into building this. Now starting off, I'll just build it up top since it really doesn't matter where you do it. But obviously, it's going to be relative to where the ground is if you want to build it exactly like how I did mine. So I'm just going to make it right over here, kind of close to it, but it really doesn't matter where. But remember that you're going to have at least 3 blocks of backward space, and then obviously 3 to 4 blocks forward. So let's get into that. First of all, you want to place your hopper facing into the backwards block. So pretend this is my house, you want to face it in backwards. Then what you're going to want to do is put a redstone comparator just like that. Then after that, you're going to want to put a redstone dust right over here, then one below it, and then after that, you're going to want to put a repeater into here. Now, obviously, if this is sand, it's going to be harder for you to do in survival mode, but just do it something like that. Then after that, once you have done that, you're going to want to put another hopper facing the opposite direction, so going into here. And then another hopper facing downwards, and then place your barrel or chest or whatever storage container into there. So as you can see, this hopper is facing into the barrel just like so. Then after that, put a comparator going into this hopper, as you can see, like that. And then depending on which system you have, the first one is just going to have a repeater going like so into a dropper. And then you can just place blocks all around to cover that up. But then lastly, you're just going to want to put the redstone torch into here, and then you are all done. So let's see how this works. What I'm basically going to do is go over here, fill this all up, just pretend like none of it ever existed. You also will need a piece of carpet, so depending on which carpet you actually want to use, you can do that. So I'm just going to use, let's say, a gray carpet, just like so. Then just put that on top of there. And now it is time to determine our storage system. So for this one, I'm going to use the example of the turtle egg. What I'm going to have to do is actually get some signs out. Now you're going to need at least 7 eggs. So just make sure that you have that amount. Well, 7 turtle eggs, 7 of whatever 64 you actually get. So what you're going to have to do is get 4 signs, just like so, and then put in 6 turtle eggs. Once you have that, you should see this light come on. Then go down here and place 1 egg in there. Now, you don't really have to place that, you could just throw it down, but obviously it doesn't really matter. Now, once you have actually done that, you're going to want to fill the dropper up with some prize. So for this example, the prize will just be eggs, so I'm just going to put that in there. Then once I throw the turtle egg, it should all work. As you can see, I get an egg every time I throw a turtle egg in. Now you should also test trying to throw something on top of it that is not the turtle egg to make sure that the filter is working. And it is. So as you can see, that is pretty simple. If you want to cover up this backside, you can just simply cover it up with something like black carpet, which is indiscreet, just like so. As you can see, people will only notice the colored carpet, and the black carpet won't really matter. That's what I did within this house as well, and it just looks pretty natural. But now moving on to the egg. Now it's just the same system, but different hopper types. So what you're going to want to do is simply just make the same thing on repeat, and I'll just do it right next to it like the systems are normally. Now obviously this is going to be pretty simple, so I'm not going to really cover how to do this. But just kind of follow along, pause the video if you really need it, or just go back and watch what I did back then. But now what I want to do is actually vary the hoppers. So for the stacks of 16, what I'm going to want to do is put a signs all the way across, and then 1 egg at the start, and then 4 eggs at the bottom. So do something like this. 4 eggs at the bottom hopper, just like so, the one right above the redstone torch, and then above that you're going to want to put 1 egg and 4 signs, just like that. And then obviously I didn't build the rest of the system in, but for this one, you're just going to have the comparator and then it going straight into a dropper. Just like so. As you can see, they are 1 apart just like that, and then you would keep on like repeating this kind of pattern so that it never connects. Because if it were to connect, it would throw out both of the hoppers instead of just one of them. So for this one, the prize is going to be signs. So just to get another piece of carpet over here, I'll choose white. And then if I were to throw the egg in, I will get a sign. As you can see, that is pretty cool. And now both of them should be working, so obviously test that out. But as you can see, both of them perfectly work. And that is how to build that simple system, then repeat it as much times as you want depending on how much eggs you want. And also, you can put these little indicators up if you need them, or just use signs telling them which they are. And moving on to another trick, if I were to go into this chest, as you can see, I got the bunny potion. Now, this is a custom-made potion with commands, and it gives you speed 3 forever and jump boost 3 forever, which is very cool. You can also grab a milk bucket to get rid of that effect when you want to. But as you can see, if I were to go into survival mode and drink up this potion, as you can see, I can run really fast and jump really high, making this very fun to actually play around with within your Minecraft world. And this is just a very enjoyable thing to roam around your Minecraft world with and explore your houses and such. As you can see, I'm jumping with the bunnies and it is very cool. But now moving on to another thing which is pretty cool is actually decorations. Now, these are some custom ones. As you can see, there are the turtle eggs, which are used for table decorations, as well as the sea pickles. As you can see, they kind of look the same, and they can be disguised as eggs that were painted. And then also, I have used some invisible item frames, glow item frames, as well as bubble coral fans, which are dead, and I put them on the table, making them look like plates, either with the bubble coral fan or with the normal item frame, or just free eggs on the table using the invisible item frames. Which once again, the bunny potion and the invisible item frame will be in the description so that you can easily copy that into your Minecraft world. But obviously this is very cool looking, and to actually make the bubble coral fan one, what you're going to need is obviously, first of all, the egg and then the item frame. First, what you're going to want to put down is the item frame, then the egg, and then put down the dead bubble coral fan. Now, this will not work with the invisible item frames, only the normal item frames. But it still looks pretty cool, and it is a nice table design. You can also put other stuff on that, like food or anything else, basically. But I feel like it looks really good, especially with the normal egg, as it doesn't really clip through the plate. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. A little bit more things I want to showcase is that you can hide these naturally in bushes using the invisible item frames, and also this one down here is very cool because it kind of showcases that. But obviously this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great one. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.